on the back of that 32.
Downtown Brooklyn, 3 p.m. A gang fight on a busy street. Detectives say an alleged member of the violent street gang the Young Savages was targeting a member of the rival 8 Trade Crips crew, just as kids were being dismissed from a nearby school. 3 people were struck, all alleged gang members.
Everyone started walking away slowly, but not turning back to look. And then I heard 2 shots, and then everyone ran.
It's the work of the NYPD's elite gun violence suppression division to figure out why this happened.
Detective Connell speaking, how can I help you?
This unit investigates gang-related violence in Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, and is headquartered inside a secret location in Brooklyn. Inside, highly skilled detectives spend their days tracking some of the city's most violent criminals, gang members.
We'll look at it as a much larger scope. Why did this violence occur? Is it in retaliation to other violence? How is it linked?
This unit took down a notorious GS9 gang in Brooklyn, which included rapper Bobby Shmurda. Back on Willoughby Street, investigators are interviewing witnesses. Detective Cutler and partner Sergeant Calvin Fergus hit up local businesses in search of clues.
How you doing, sir? Would we be able to look at some video footage real quick from your outside camera? I don't know if you know, there was a shooting around the corner around 3:30 this afternoon, and we're hoping to get a shot of that intersection right there, which your camera shows perfectly. We were actually reviewing the NYPD cameras in the area after we heard that there was a shots fired coming over here. It's not really such a normal occurrence here, so when we hear about it, we tune into it.
The detectives canvassed several other stores before heading into the subway to call it a night.
That coffee shop right next door it's got a camera pointing directly down at the subway entrance, so we got to come back in the morning anyway. I'll check that in the morning.
It's been 12 hours since the alleged gang shooting in downtown Brooklyn. Detectives are analyzing surveillance video at the NYPD's Gun Violence Suppression Division.
The first step is to see if they get into that train station.
Yeah, and then we'll go from there.
Detective Jason Cutler is back at work, today paired with Detective Lucas Huertas.
It seems this might be where they got spotted by the rival group. There he goes, he's got the gun in hand, takes a shot, he goes down, takes another shot, gets to the corner, takes another shot. The shooter comes here, stands in the corner, starts shooting this way towards this group of kids.
The Gun Violence Task Force uses social media and police databases to track gang members across the city in real time.
We're at 1,287 alerts for case subjects and their associates.
They drive to the 8-4 precinct in downtown Brooklyn to confer with detectives there and emerge with an ID of the alleged shooter, an alleged gang member named Danny Victor, and a surprising lead. A victim of the shooting, a teen treated at Kings County Hospital with a gunshot wound. Turns out he's the alleged gunman's younger brother. Did the shooter wind up going to the hospital to see his brother?
Well, that's what we were trying to figure out. Our guys out in the field spoke to the detectives from 84, and we come to find out that he did end up at the hospital.
They're saying that the shooter may have changed clothes, so they're going to take a look at that, review the footage themselves, and get a more accurate description of what he's wearing now so we can track him from when he leaves the hospital.
What's going on? I'm actually coming in the building right now.
It couldn't have worked out any better where we see him get on a train and we see him get off a train.
A surveillance camera near the hospital captured the images detectives Cutler and Huertas were waiting for.
He's wearing the same chain that he was wearing when he was running.
Yeah.
When he had on the red hoodie.
Detectives are preparing to execute a search warrant on the home of the suspect.
It's a 3-story brownstone. The father owns the entire building, but when we make entry, just be mindful of, there could be other people in there. Right? Thanks, guys.
Detectives are preparing a search warrant on the home of Danny Victor, wanted in a Brooklyn gang shooting 3 days earlier.
It's a 3-story brownstone. The father owns the entire building. When we make entry, just be mindful of, there could be other people in there. Last year, the assistant FIO had chased a bunch of YS members into this first floor apartment. So as much as it's owned by the family, if the first floor is his, it could be a hangout for more folk members. All right. Thanks, guys.
It's about 5:45, and members of the Gun Violence Suppression Division are getting geared up and tacked up to go to the suspect's home. They've obtained a search warrant, and they expect to arrest him inside of his apartment. How do you guys feel? I mean, this started on Monday. It's now Thursday, 5:45.
It's actually pretty cool because it came together pretty quickly. You know, it doesn't always come together this quickly to be able to, you know, wrap up this part of it, you know, with such speed. I mean, there was a lot of work that was done since Monday. A lot of guys working on no sleep right now.
What time did you get in yesterday?
Yesterday, I got to work yesterday at 11:15, and I haven't gone home since.
Due to the risky nature of the operation, our cameras are not allowed when officers swarm the building. Members of the Gun Violence Suppression Division executed a search warrant on this home this morning, but the suspect was not home. What they did find was a key piece of evidence, and now warrants gets involved to find him.
We recovered some ammunition, some narcotics, and some sneakers that we believe that the shooter was wearing at the time of the incident. Unfortunately, the perpetrator, the shooter, wasn't at the location.
How often does this happen?
It's always a possibility. We have other addresses, other locations to look for him, and hopefully by the end of either today or tomorrow, we'll have him in custody.
The suspect, Danny Victor, was arrested by the Warrant Squad on October 11th. He was indicted by a Brooklyn grand jury on attempted murder and weapons possession charges in November and pled not guilty. The NYPD's efforts to reduce shootings continue, thanks in part to precision policing, an effort to target the small group of individuals who drive the most amount of crime in New York City. Miles Miller, New York 1.